find my text this morning, the 5th chapter of Daniel and the 34th verse, the handwriting on the wall. King Belteshazzar, we are told, gave a great feast and invited 1,000 of his lords and concubines. I can hear 1,000 voices saying, "Hail, King Belteshazzar, you are the greatest king that ever lived." And as he turned to greet them, he cries out, "We are here to defy the living God of Israel." And he turned to his servants, commanded them to bring him the golden vessels that were used in the temple at Jerusalem. And as they began to drink from the golden vessels, the God of Israel peeped over the battlement of glory with an amazing astonishment, and wrapped himself in the form of a hand without an arm, and began to write on the wall. Belteshazzar was seized with consternation as he gazed on the hand on the wall. He called in the wise men of his kingdom and says, "The man that can interpret this writing, he shall be made the third ruler in the kingdom, and shall be clothed with scarlet, and the chain shall be put about his neck." One after another tried, men who understood Greek and Latin, but they had never received a letter from the God who did the writing. The queen might have been one of those kind of a toot-your-own-horn kind of a woman, but she had not forgotten that there was a man of God in the kingdom, a man who knew God. So she comes running down the aisle and said, "Oh, king, there is a man in your kingdom who can interpret this writing. His name is Daniel." So the king commanded Daniel to be brought before him. The king said, "Daniel, I've heard of thee. I've heard that you can solve problems and interpret mysteries. Now, if you can interpret this writing on the wall, I'll make you one of the third rulers of the kingdom and put a chain on your neck." Daniel said, "King, oh king, live forever. I do not want your throne, but I can read the writing. It is my father's handwriting. Thou hast lifted up thy hands against God, and he has numbered thy kingdom and finished it. Thou art weighed in balances and art found wanting, not Bradstreet scales or Dunn scales, but on God's scales. Thy kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and the Persans. The trial is over. The verdict is rendered. The sentence brought out. That very night the king was hurled from his throne. That very night the armies of Darius came tearing down the street. I fancy I see the king's blood mingled with wine running down the banquet hall. This present-day wars and riots strike of God's handwriting on the wall. If you desire to know the outcome of these calamities, get in touch with God now. Amen.